In this video, we're going to talk about how to develop commitment, and my guest Zach is going to join me. We're also going to talk about our own personal experiences with commitment as well, and hopefully it can be useful for you. Welcome to SGS Insights, where I create a variety of videos. We've got vlogs, we've got a talk show, we've got self-growth videos. Which one of my videos do you think you're about to watch? With commitment, like in society, I see like a lot of kids struggle with it, and it's kind of rough. What are some things that you found that can be very useful when it comes to being committed to things?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think, creating your plan of action, depending on like your task at hand, I think a lot of kids have trouble staying committed with school because they don't have goals. So, you have to find that goal for you that will, motivate you and push you over, kind of over the edge. And you just got to lock in, you got to find your goal. So
Exactly, like that game plan. Without it, I mean, it's going to be very easy to waste a lot of time in your life. I usually think of this plane analogy I read about. There's so much planning that goes into it before the plane takes off, before the pilots even get in. Like, so much planning, you know what I mean? And like with our lives, it almost have to be the same way at a micro level. You know what I mean? Like we have to plan when we wake up, when we're going to do schoolwork, because like that foundation, like you're saying, is going to be very useful.
Yeah, yep, 100%.
And also too, I found like if you want to be actually committed to the things that you've kind of set out, it's useful to have an accountability partner, because they're going to hold you like accountable to whatever you set. Because if you just kind of write these things out, you don't look at them, and there's no one kind of keeping you on track, it's hard to stay committed.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think everybody needs somebody to go to, like their person, because, that person, whether it's family, friends, your significant other, they're going to hold you accountable, like you said, but they're also going to motivate you. They're going to push you to, not be average, to go above and beyond. I think that's what's the most important thing about a accountability partner.
I agree. And sometimes like it's hard too, because once you tell someone, I mean, they're going to be checking on you. You know what I mean? And I think it's the pressure, because even in my own life, like once I tell someone I'm going to do something, I'm like, I feel anxious now, because I know they're going to be asking me about it.
Exactly. You just, that person's just going to hold you accountable. They're going to, and it may even be like a role model too. Your role model is gonna keep you in line. Make sure you're not getting distracted, because there's so many distractions every week. You have a goal you want to accomplish in a week, you have no idea what can happen the next day. So
exactly, like, and those distractions, that's why it's good to manage your time in a sense, because if you have like a game plan, I'm gonna do this at this time, blah blah blah. Like when those distraction comes, like in your mind, like there's already a blueprint of what needs to be done.
Right. Yeah. Time management is everything. With being committed, I think that's actually your number one goal when you want to be committed to something. You want to set a balance in life. Whether you're a student, you're an athlete. We all have jobs and stuff. It all starts with time management, I think management just in general, how you manage your tasks for the day, how you manage your finances, but time is definitely an essential for management.
Oh, for sure. And I see why it gets overwhelming for people too, because like you're saying, like if you're managing your finances, work, school, like that's a lot. And like the commitment aspect is really going to be one of the best things to help.
Yeah, I mean, it's a juggle, at the end of the day, with homework, just work, if you're an athlete, if you have other commitments, like if you're in a relationship or, side hustles, you have to learn how to manage your time and, get things done. If you have a goal in school that you want to get good grades, and you also have a job and you have a relationship, it's hard to manage all of that together. And props to the people that do.
Yeah,
that do that,
exactly.
because man, it's a juggle for sure.
What have you found like that is useful that has helped you kind of deal with that, balancing all those variables?
Yeah, for me right now, I'm just locked in on school. So I kind of just set, a standard. I try and just go above and beyond, you know what I mean? Like I shoot for getting good grades, but most of the time it's better. It's better than I would have pictured, and it's definitely hard. But you have to kind of make a schedule to yourself. Like when you get an assignment, just do that. Just do it that day if you have the time. Like why would you want to waste or put it off to the end of the week when it's due? Because you know that by the weekend you're gonna want to do things. You're going to have other commitments to your friends, to your family. So, I mean, just getting, your assignments done or your tasks, even with work too, just getting it done right then and there. And, don't waste time.
I agree. Like doing things last minute, it does not work anywhere. In businesses, in school, it just makes things stressful for you, your partners, and everyone else. And like, also too, like you're saying, there's going to be like a lot of things that are happening, and if you're pushing things to the last minute, perhaps this thing's going to come up and now you have to do that, and then now like you're kind of wasting time because you're not getting your assignment done.
Yeah. Some people like to do stuff at night. Some people like to do stuff right in the morning, and I think the important thing is you just have to find that time for you, and you also have to find a motivating factor too, because really you're not going to want to accomplish anything or stay committed to something if there is no end goal. So you have to find that end goal yourself, whether that's you want to graduate with high honors or highest honors or whatever, or you want that work bonus, or you want to hit a PR doing athletic stuff, whatever it is. I mean, you have to have an end goal, because if there's no end goal, you're not going to be motivated. You're just gonna slack off.
Oh yeah,
we see that a lot, unfortunately.
Exactly, like almost like a purpose too. I mean, you almost have to develop a sense of purpose in life. And you're right, man. And also, I found that when you're setting those goals, like have a reward in the end. So like when you do accomplish that goal, perhaps you go on a vacation or something like that. That's going to help kind of keep you locked in as well, because like there's a reason why you're doing it.
Right. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And I found too, like you have to develop that drive, like to be great. Like you have to be hungry. With like a lot of successful people, like Kevin Hart, The Rock, you kind of see it in their character. Like they're always trying to do more. Even though they're super famous, have all this money, they're still trying to push the limits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we could cultivate that some way in ourselves, like that's going to be useful.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to do something at the end of the day that, they like to do or they want to do. I don't think anyone wants to go to college and get a degree and just not, work in that field. At least I hope not. That would stink. But, you have to find your drive, like you said. You have to look in the future and say, I want this, I want that, I want that. And that's my drive. Like, I want to be a better person. I want to be, good father to my kids and stuff like that later in life. And, that's my drive. And, people have to find that, or else, like, it's just that motivating factor too. You're just gonna slack off your timeline.
Exactly.
And it's not gonna be beneficial for you. You're gonna slack off. You're gonna take those distractions that come during the week. You're gonna push the homework, or you're gonna push the assignment to the side, and you're just gonna fall off track. And it's just gonna keep building and building and building. And fortunately, we've seen it firsthand with people. It stinks, but
it's a vicious cycle too.
It is, yeah. It's I think it's mental. It's everything. It takes a toll, unfortunately, mentally, physically, and if you don't have a drive, especially in school, you're at school for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. And then when you do engage in those behaviors as wasting your time, like short term, like it seems fine, everything's good. It's not till like at the end of the semester when you found you got straight Fs and then all the consequences kind of pile up. And that's rough because it makes your life so much harder because you're taking all those shortcuts. So like it would have been better to just kind of do the work from the get-go.
Right, exactly. And I still don't understand the reasoning why, why people come to school and they don't want to achieve the highest possible. It doesn't make any sense to me because honestly, like this is your career. Like this is your career. This is like, why you're going to school, what you want to do in life basically is focused around, and it's hard to say, I think we're all developing, we're all maturing, we're all growing up. We're still dealing with, that process of developing into a man or a woman, and it sucks, but
that's a stressor too, because like all these things are happening like simultaneously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean we're still developing. Like after 10 years from now, we may seem like, oh, we went into the wrong field, or we did something that we weren't supposed to do originally. And I don't know.
That's why it's good then to kind of surround yourself by great motivated people. Maybe if you read books, like watch videos on like self-help things.
Right, yeah. Definitely find like an outsider that you're not close to, like a celebrity or an athlete or something like that, and kind of, honestly, like just kind of replicate their drives, honestly. Like if you look at musicians, how they start from the ground, work their way up. We've seen it with multiple artists in every field. They're all the way, to the dirt level, and then, sky high after that.
That process, I think you're right, because in their stories, they kind of show you the process. And perhaps their process is not going to be exactly like yours, but you can kind of build your own pieces based off other people's processes.
For sure. That's definitely a drive right there.
Well, Zach, we definitely covered a lot of territory about like commitment, and I really think the audience is going to find a lot of useful information from it. You do have like a platform, social media, and you also create music. Why don't you share that with everyone?
Yes. So I am a DJ. It's kind of like my side hustle. I've been DJing for about 5 years now. Rolando will link my social medias down below, but I just came out with my new 2020 mix titled it's DJ ZT, know what I'm saying, which is my DJ tag. So if you want to go support me, you can go check that out on SoundCloud. Also on Instagram, I do a lot of things to interact with people, like what are you listening to, and I'm honestly just a music junkie. So if you like music and you like DJing, go ahead and give me a follow.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for coming on my show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Zach is the real DJ. Like, definitely check his stuff out.
Yes.
I hope you guys found a lot of value from this video. We really tried to cover a lot of things about commitment that you can find useful. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.